All right, let's see if it does it. It says it's recording, so hopefully it does. Okay, we're only giving 1 more minute and then we're gonna get started.
Get the dog away, please.
I like your hair dark.
I know,
So
it's
pretty.
good, huh?
I have June's diary papers because I left mine in my computer bag that I left at home. So annoyed with myself. Okay, that one.
I'm so ashamed.
Shut. That one. Message everybody that. Oh, you know what? Let's do.
Yeah, sure. Sure. What about boxes and stuff?
Get down.
Shh.
No, Mom, don't.
I said to be quiet.
All right, let's go. All right, I don't know. What was that? What the creepy things happen when we're in hotels. All right, ladies, we're gonna get started. If you haven't already, text your girls. And let's go. It's recording, but again, this hotel is amazing in all the ways except for the internet.
Yeah.
So let's hope it downloads. And if so, then I'll put it to YouTube and then put it on team page. All right, so get your notes out, text your girls and make sure that you tell them the meeting is starting. We're going to talk about how do you attract market partners? What is that you do? There's a lot of important things that you guys should be doing all of the time, but these are the things that changed our business this year. When we applied all of these things, when we completely changed the way we were thinking, the way we were doing business, the way we were treating our team, the involvement, all of that kind of stuff. That's how our team changed. That's how we attracted market partners. And so we want to share it with you. I'm first going to say this though. I don't want anyone to think that I am talking about any person. I'm not telling you guys, and you need to do this to a specific person. We need these reminders too. This is what we did, and that's why we're telling you what to do. The best way to learn is for you to figure out what works, and when you do that, you give it to your team. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so things you need to do to attract market partners. I know we always reach out and follow up. So that's always important. You guys know that. However, if you're reaching out to somebody about the business and you're not posting about the business, talking about the business, doing lives about the business, it probably isn't getting a good response. You're probably not, because they're not seeing what you're doing. So if you're like saying, team, join my team, and they're like, well, what the heck is your team about? Because you're not posting or showing these team meetings. I mean, guys, everyone screenshot or take a picture, talk about what you learned in the team meeting tonight, share with others something that you liked, I don't care, didn't like, doesn't matter, share it so people know what it is to be a part of the team. That's why when you say something like, join my team, they'll be like, you know, I've been watching. We just had a team meeting on Saturday and Kelly said, I watched Monations and I was like, I want to be a part of that. Krista could have gone to Monations. I mean, we all, and none of us could have posted. I mean, if you went to Monations and you didn't post about it, you didn't show the party, you didn't do, then what? You wasted such a good time to show community. Other people are watching. women especially want to be a part of something. I know because I wanted to be a part of something. To be honest, guys, one of the things that got me going to meetings in the first place was because I was watching and they looked like fun. And I was like, I don't know what that party is or why they're even going to that. I don't really care, but I want to be a part of it. So I'm going to go to them. And it got me going. And then it got other people to join my team just by me posting about him. Of course, you have to show us excitement, guys. If you can't find it, find it.
If you can't find it, create it.
Right. It create the excitement and just pull the things that you love from it and then always speak about it. We almost always take the opportunity when we leave a team meeting or we get off a team call. I'm definitely going to go on there. And so is Christina. And we talk about it. Talk about the things we went over. Talk about all of those things. You're giving people value by doing that. And when you give people value, they'll continue to watch you. And when they'll continue to watch you, they'll join your team. It's just the way it works. If you're giving nobody nothing, if you're only ever talking about yourself or what you're doing and not including like some sort of value in your stories, then nobody wants to know. I mean, just simple hair tutorial. It doesn't matter if you don't know how to curl. You do know how to do something. Just figure it out. Just put a curling iron to your hair. Just talk about anything. And you're giving people something. So every single day you should be adding, every single week, add some sort of value to your stories, to your lives, to your posts. If you're not talking about your why at least once a month, then you're behind. So catch up, talk about your why tomorrow. Why are you doing this? Why did you join this? And be real about it. People are so drawn right now to real. I mean, I've got the most responses by saying this was the first photo shoot that I fought with my husband before. I don't think I've ever gotten that many responses of people being like, right, it's horrible. Because we do all pretend that when we're posting that it was such a great day and blah, 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 even though you're like, I was fighting in the car with my husband. I was telling my kids, smile, smile, don't make a face, smile. And people will be like, yes, that's the worst. Be real with whatever it is. The more you're real about that, the more people trust you. The more people trust you, the more they'll join your team.
Yes. Community is huge, you guys. And it's one of the 5 things that we should constantly be showing. If you are not posting about all of those things, you are not hitting those points with different people. Some people only join because of the community. Some people only join because they want the Cadillac. Some people only join because they want another income. Some people only join because they want trips. These are things that we have to touch. Even if it's not the reason you joined, you have to show all the things about this business. Krista Parney talks about it all the time, how she did not want the Cadillac. She also didn't want the trips. The first trip she earned, she didn't even go on. But she wasn't reaching all those people that wanted to go on the trips because she wasn't going on them and she wasn't sharing on them. She's like, and now that I've been to one trip, I'll never ever miss one because I didn't know what I was missing out on. But the point is, you have to show all of them. You have to show every view of this business.
That's a good point, because if you're not interested in something, it doesn't mean you don't share about it. Even if it just be quick sharing about it. I never wanted the Cadillac because I was afraid of ever having a luxury car. It's why Jeremy and I never had one before, because that just scared the crap out of me. So I never shared about it until I switched my mindset about it. And then I talked about it all the time. And then everyone went along with us on the journey of getting our Cadillac and then being at the dealership, all of that kind of stuff. You gotta right now my niece joined because she said, I saw you got the car. And I'm like, you know what? I want the car too. And I was like, awesome. You joined because you want the car. You don't know the reason why people won't join, but you can't show any of the 5 things. And you guys, these are simply it. Community, which we just covered, Cadillac, trips, how the product is consumable and necessary. You got to hit that point, because right now a lot of MLMs or direct sales are not consumable.
Almost, you guys, really none of them are. Not one that I can think of. If you're doing protein powders, people are not going to stay consistent with that. They're also not going to buy it monthly. If you're doing oils, they don't run out. They last a year. If you're doing, what are the other ones? Just like food
side note,
stuff.
We love oils and we love all these powders. Things,
but you have to talk about like why we are literally one of the only consumable, meaning people buy monthly because it goes down the drain. Nothing else runs out like our stuff runs out.
And that is a good selling point for a market partner to know. So go into that a little bit deeper. That's why I always bring up toilet paper, and it's just because it stays in somebody's mind.
Yeah.
So I'll say it's like toilet paper, you guys. You don't run out and say, okay, guys, no more toilet paper. Let's start using towels. You don't do that. You buy toilet paper because toilet paper works for that purpose. You don't buy shampoo and you love it a lot and you go, okay, that was a great 30 days. Now what's next? You keep buying it, especially because it's simply go on the internet and purchase it. That's the new way. Nobody wants to go to the store to purchase stuff. And right now, and we're seeing that over and over again. And now, especially with COVID, everybody wants stuff to come straight to their door. Very good point about consumable. So it's something that you need to be talking about. I highly suggest you talk about these things in a story or a live. These are boring stuff unless you make it funny by saying toilet paper, but this is a better thing to do in your stories or a live.
Yes.
Also, there's no way you can do this business and not do a live. So if you haven't done one yet, talk to your upline, get on a dual live, get in person. Or just do it if you want to go for it and just jump in both feet, do a live. Pick a topic that's easy for you to talk about. It doesn't even have to do money, guys. It can be anything, but you got to show people what you're doing, and you got to show people that you're showing up, and you got to show people that you're getting out of your comfort zone, because when you're doing that, you're causing attraction and people want more of that and they're watching you. That's such an important thing. I know a lot of you guys will go and look at your stories and you'll see who's watching your stories and who watches the entire thing. And you're like, okay, she told me no to the product, but she's still watching.
Every single one.
They're interested, you guys.
We are at the point where you guys need to be recruiting like you're about to hit SED. Like you need to be recruiting and planting those seeds like you never have, because what you do now is going to reflect how you end the year. You guys, these next 2 months, especially November, can be huge for you. So many of you you've been building, you've been planning seeds. Like you can dump ranks and hit that next month, because November is going to be huge. And if you play it right, and if you don't get tired, and if you don't quit early, and if you stay the course, you guys, there are so many different topics you can do. I don't want you guys to, and this is something I was going to say at the end, but I'm just going to say it now because we've been talking about it. You don't want to, let me reread it, because now I just went blank. You don't want to be waiting for this business to hit you. Okay. I and Melody, I know we were both guilty of this the first 2 years of our business, just waiting for somebody.
It's gonna happen.
Somebody's gonna join.
We're gonna get a rock star.
Somebody that's a hairstylist, somebody that's got 1 million followers, they're gonna join my team and they're gonna change my business. Right. This business is not going to hit you. Nope. This business is not gonna be like one day, oh, wow, I'm SED because I just stayed the course and I just showed up. You have to make it happen. And you have to make it happen by doing these lives, doing your stories, being consistent, and showing up every day in some form. And yes, we get tired. And yes, some days we are showing up more than others. But that is what's so cool about it being our own business, that we can show up really, really big one day, and the next day we show up a little, but we're showing up every single day. The things I wrote down that you guys can do that are like maybe new topics for lives and stuff. And this is what I actually honestly get from Melody, because Melody is a rock star at signing up MPs. I can be a rock star at signing up VIPs, but both of us can help each other on both of those things. And so pulling from her is what we need to do right now. She knows what she's doing. She's been planting seeds for a long time. So these are the things that she does. She shows that she's growing. Every day she's showing something that she's growing in. She's always filling herself up every day. She shares what she's learning. She shares self-development. She shares her journey. She's sharing her journey every single day. She's bragging about her girls. You guys, whether it's somebody under you or it's your sideline or it's your upline, whoever it is, brag about your team. Right. They don't know who's under you. They don't know who's on the side of you. Right. They don't know that you don't have a team, that you're starting from scratch. All they know is that you're bragging about somebody that's on your team that's doing well. So brag it. If you don't want to be bragging about yourself, so brag about somebody on the team. Share other people's stories. Share the people that have hit $1 million. Caitlin, what's her last name? Holt. She just shared, and this is something that I'm going to share, all the girls that have paid off big things with Monet's
that's good.
cash. Okay. She shared that Jandy just paid off her house. She shared that Christina Dittenbert just paid off all of her debt. She shared that Brit, who's Mama's time out, she just paid off her freaking house, you guys. This is Monet money. Nicola just bought a freaking houseboat with cash because of Monet.
Right.
You are sharing what other people can do in this business. Connie just hit the $1 Million Club. That's our freaking upline, you guys.
Right.
These are the things that you should be sharing. And if you're not sharing them, you're doing your business a disservice, because everybody thinks that we just get paid in shampoo. Nobody thinks this can be a legit business unless you tell them. You have to tell them. And I think that's all I had on the stories. But yes, bragging about her girl Melody every single time she has a party. If you're even involved in a party that you're not doing, if ask somebody to invite you to their online party if you haven't done one yet, and then share
it.
about that. Share about so-and-so just did their first live. Melody's really good about, she's about to go on, and then she turns the camera over and she's like, look at this girl. She's doing her first live. She's killing it. She was afraid and blah, blah, blah. You're showing people that they can do it too.
Right. Nobody is going to be attracted to what you're doing if you're not showing them what it is. And that is something that I've noticed, and something that has completely changed my business. If I'm showing them every step of the way, like this trip right now, that we're even going on, even in everything that you're doing, you're showing them. And you guys, I don't feel like doing it all the time. I don't. I always feel there is things that I always feel like whenever my girls hit a rank. Now I still have not, and I think Liz is still on here, I still have not shared a story of me talking about Liz. And this is why, because every time I go to do a story, I make no sense. And so I've literally deleted it every time. But Liz hitting MMB blows my mind, because she did it, and she did it mid-month. And I was like, who the heck? I know. You sleep during the day, you work during the night, and you still kick ass at doing your team. So I've literally got on my stories like 10 times and stopped. I'm planning on doing it on this trip. But this is what I do all the time, because I absolutely love sharing other people's success. And I love sharing somebody, like when people sign up, and I don't do this anymore at all, but when people first sign up, usually, like anytime I used to sign up a hairstylist, I was like, yeah, they're gonna kick ass. And now every time I do it, I'm like, they probably won't. It's okay. I'm not putting expectations on anybody that signs up. I'm going to tell you what I want you to do. I'm going to tell you the steps to do it. I'm going to give you a time frame. And if you don't sign up or do all those things, if you don't onboard in 24 hours, if you don't finish Market Partner Academy, if you're not in that boom, 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 boom thing, then I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I'm not going to keep checking on new person, new thing. And I'm going to keep posting and talk about it. I'll always post that I signed you up as a market partner. I'll always talk about you, but I'm not going to keep going and working and putting all of my focus on somebody that doesn't want to show up to everything, doesn't want to show up to meetings or anything like that. Does it mean you're off my radar or anything like that? All I'm saying is I don't ever want to be like, I set up this person now, this is my one person, this is my chance to get it. Never, ever have those expectations. You are your own boss. You're, as a boss, you don't open up a store and be like, oh, my coworkers are gonna kill it in this business and make me rich. You have to work. You have to show up. So this is where it gets a little tough. If you are still saying excuses for why you can't show up in your business, then you are the person that's holding you back in this. If you are saying, I can't because of this, and I can't because of this, or it's been rough because of this, you are the person holding you back. And I will say this, you are probably not doing self-development every day. And that is a deal breaker for this business. If you do not do self-development, and I'm talking every morning, you can't do mornings, fine. Do it at night. You need to grow. You need to grow as an individual. You need to grow and stretch yourself. And I literally have a quote that I love. Well, there's a few ones. Shoot, where is the leadership? Dang it.
Is it on your phone?
No. I wrote down all of them. Gosh, I just,
On her daughter's diary.
I literally left. Okay, well, this is one of them. Leaders become great not by their power, but by their ability to empower others. So you're constantly growing and empowering others, but you're not doing that if you're staying the same person. You're not doing that if you're not doing self-development. There's nothing that, if you are not changing your life at all, if it's not something painful that you're going through, if you guys are complaining about showing up to a meeting that's taking time away from something, guys, this is all a part of the business. Right now, I don't take a day off right now because my business is growing. If you've ever owned, which Lexi can tell us really quickly, if you've ever owned a business of your own, you know that you will have a lot of days, including holidays, that you don't have time off. I can't tell you how many weddings that I've done day before Thanksgiving, day after Christmas. Oh my gosh, I've done so many holiday things. I couldn't be closed because I absolutely needed that money, and I needed that money for Christmas. So I said yes to absolutely everything, and I missed out on a lot of things. Same things goes for this business, especially when you're starting off and you're building. Especially then, work hard and miss out on those things. And see value in what you're working towards. If you see more value in what you're missing out, and you guys, I know you can make time around not missing things. Try to do your best about still seeing some things, but realize that as you're growing in this business, you have to make sacrifices. You can't keep doing the same thing and say, I can't show up because. If you can't show up for your business, you cannot expect anybody on your team to as well. And if you're complaining about not being able to show it, or I can't do it, and your girls hear you, then they're going to do the same thing as you. Make sure that you are, number one, never complaining. I mean, we have our person that we complain to. Don't complain up. Right. Don't complain to your girls. If you need to get it out, fine. But it's best to try to get into the mindset of, as soon as you hear it, you switch it up and you focus on something else.
Negativity will destroy your business. And so if you allow yourself to go there and you just stay there, you will never, ever pull out. And that's why we say complain up, because your upline should be the one that says, I understand. So now how are we going to get past this? Right now. And then you have to move on. You have to brush it off, because nobody is ever successful and it's been a cakewalk the whole time. No, never. Nobody at the top hasn't had so many hard things happen to them, but they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month.
Right. What do you want? Like, if you think about the people that are above us that are making $50,000 to $100,000 a month, what did they have to do to get there? Mm-hmm. They didn't sit back and hope their team did it for them. None of them did. And you know that. You see them on their lives, you see them on their stories, you see them post daily, you see them always on and always showing up. You have to do the same if you want those big goals. I have a big month-end goal. I have a big end of the year goal. So big that I never allowed myself, and now it's for me and I accept nothing but there. But I'm not saying I hope my team gets me there. I have to work it. I have to. Mm-hmm. I can help you guys reach your goals, and I can say, you guys reach your goals, then I'll reach mine. Or I can keep working my business and show you guys. It is the coolest thing when I go on Instagram, and like I just saw the girls going on and doing a dual live. It was Jeanette and Leslie. And I was like, oh, I didn't even know they were doing a dual live. And I saw them on there watching it so proud. None of the girls are being like, gonna do a dual live. And I go see, it's like a proud mama moment. I'm like, they are just stepping out and going and flying. And they're not even saying, Melody, can you please do this with me? They're doing it on their own. It's the most beautiful thing to watch, because I know if you guys do that, you guys are being your own badass leaders, and you did not need me for any of that. You know what you are capable of, and clearly you are stepping into it. So one more thing about negativity before we move on. What you speak, you manifest. And that's why we say, if you're speaking negativity, you're manifesting it. That's why we instantly have to switch it off. Mm-hmm. Instead of speaking, and you guys will know, I mean, I have been so in the opposite. And anybody that was doing this business with me last year knows it was so easy for me to stay in the negative mindset and get so easy for me. So now that I've switched it so much, and I don't even allow myself, and believe me, you guys, it still happens. But as soon as it happens, I have to talk myself down from it. It's literally like talking myself down from the edge. And so instead of staying in that negative place, I take myself down and I focus on something positive. Go do something positive. Go read something positive. If you have a trigger or something that affects you, and you guys, you all know your thing. You all know the thing that you go through that's like, this always sets me off. This always pisses me off. If you have it, yes, you need to do something that flips the switch on it. You have to figure out what it is. And the only way you do that is personal development and being real with what is your trigger, what is your thing, what makes you stay in that negative mindset. Guys, if it is freaking politics, then stop. If it makes you go to a negative thing and you get mad about it, then stop. You guys, if it's seeing people's posts on Facebook, hide them. If it's stories, hide them. No matter what it is. If you can, and I'm not against politics at all. I'm actually very passionate about what I believe. I just think if it's taking you to a negative thing and you're getting pissed off, and then and I'm only saying this because this is me, and you can't get out of it, and you keep replaying it, and you keep responding in your mind, you're destroying time. You're taking time away from your family. You're taking time away from something that could be positive, and you're staying in a horrible funk. So just hide and do what needs to do. There's a few people that Chrissy and I are mutual friends with, and I will never tell you who they are, that every day they post something like, poor me, I'm so sad me. And I was like, oh my God, follow. And I mean, I'm not on Instagram, like they're literally still my friend. I'm just like, I can't, if I go on Facebook and I see that, I'm instantly irritated. So I had to unfollow them. And so that's what you have to do. If going and watching stories makes you go to the scroll hole and not post, then you can't watch stories, guys.
If watching somebody who started this business after you and they're doing better than you is bringing you down, hide them.
Unfollow.
Only follow people that motivate you. Like there's a lot of people that like started this. Krista Party started this the same time we did, you guys.
Yeah.
But she motivates me. She gets me excited. I'm like, if she can do it, why can't I? You guys, there is somebody like every single one of you at the top of this company. Mm-hmm. There's no difference between you and them. So that means that every single one of you can be at the top of this company.
Right.
You just have to never stop learning, never give up, stay the course, try new things, get uncomfortable, and just do them. Share the joy, share the amazing things about this company, and really, really know what it is. Like, do the research, find the things that you want to share, find the things that excite you,
right.
Find the things that you know will excite that person that you want to go after, that person that you know that will do amazing in this business. Every time you do a live, think about her. Think that you're talking to her and share the things that you know will get her excited. That's how you get here. You can even make up somebody that is like your personal, like favorite type of person you would want to work with. Think of, name her Susie Q. And when you go on live, talk about all the things that would get Susie Q, this imaginary, amazing person on your team, and do your lives according to that person. Sell to that person.
Right.
Those are like things that we've like been able to get from podcasts and things like that. Those are really good sales tips from people that are very, very successful in sales.
Right. When we go back, and she just said comfort zones, I know that's always like what the heck, I don't want to get out of my comfort zone, but you have to think, and this absolutely works for me. When you step out and out of your comfort zone, you're able to step into a creative zone. That's John Maxwell. When you step out and you're constantly getting out of your comfort zone, you are able to be more creative. And this is 100% true. Every single time I do, I'm not kidding. It's like a high. And you guys all know it who have done live parties, because after you do live parties, you're like, that was so exciting and it is so amazing. Was it comfortable? No. Were you like sweating and you're like, dear God, and you're like, okay, I'm going to go on again. Yes, you were on. But when you stepped out of it, you felt that high. I said over and over again, and Chrissy knows it, I would not do Meet Monates and I would not do a training, and God laughed at me and told me, no, you're doing it, and you're doing it all the time. And I realized everything that I told God I'm not doing, he's literally made me do. So first of all, don't tell God no to anything. Tell God whatever you have to take me through. I totally understand. Let's go. And realize that through that becomes growth, and it really does get you creative, that you are able to think of all these. So if you're in like a funk, get on a live, pick out a topic and get on a live and just go for it. It will give you a high, and you'll be able to keep moving. Nothing gets you more motivated. Like if you're tired, go on your stories. If there's anything that you're feeling, do something. Go help someone. Go compliment someone. And go do something. Don't stay in that same place. Because staying stagnant you'll never move. And any movement whatsoever is better than staying in the same place, you guys.
Another tip, and Melody is even just doing it right now. We both get really excited when we are doing stuff like this. Like when we've got something and it's like we're speaking to ourselves, like I need to hear this, and I'm getting excited, and it's almost like you're demanding people to listen to you. You have to be excited in your stories, especially when you're talking about the business, when you're talking about the products. You have to have a smile. People are gonna want to watch you if you're smiling, not if you're like, and it really is just so simple that you have to be excited because you're talking about your business. Of course you're excited. Right. You're growing your business. This is exciting. And you have to be smiling. Smiling is welcoming. So those are two things too. It makes people feel like they're actually talking to you.
Right. Guys, we always say this, but it's still, did I just say this one, or did I not?
I don't know.
Okay. Growth is painful, change is painful, but nothing is as painful as staying stuck where you don't belong. There's also one more good one. Guys, I am addicted, and I wasn't at first, to the John C. Maxwell book.
Rough start, guys, but it gets good.
It does. But he has said so many things about leaders and attracting leaders. That's what you guys want, right? You don't want to attract people that don't want to work the business. And that's why for the rest of the month, I say just sign up market partners, and everybody that you sign up right now on board, whether they want to sell or not. That's what I want your month end goal to be. So everybody needs to know about these 3 products that are available. The glossy shine mist for the 1 kit. Everybody needs to know that, and you guys should be talking that I'm not kidding, every single day till the end of the month. Every single person should know. Your VIP should know too, that their discount could go up, all of that stuff. But if you want to attract leaders, you guys know this, I say this all the time, you have to be a leader. You have to be. Leaders attract leaders. You attract what you put out there. If you are a badass leader, if you are all of these amazing things and you don't post about it or do a live or do a story or talk about it or show it, nobody freaking knows. So who cares, right? If you are all of those things, if you're not, you're going to be. If you're not, show up as one. If you want somebody who's a rock star, I say it all the time, you got to be a freaking rock stars. People who are leaders aren't attracted to people who are not. They're not. They're simply not. So if you are signing up now and you're like, okay, I'm signing up a lot of people and they're not really showing up, then you need to know that you've got to step it up. There's got to be something more that you can do, and you got to be real about your situation and get uncomfortable with it. Get uncomfortable with who are you as a person. And I'm not saying this in a negative way. I had to get through a lot of, I don't want to say demons, but almost like that. And Christina, I know. And that's why I always say, like she just said, I can sign up a ton of VIPs, and this freaking broad does all the time. And I'm like, oh my God, I still need 2 more orders for Vegas. And I saw your freaking baby, dear God. And she's like, you signed up a market partner? What did you do?
But a freaking market partner signed up with her without even telling her.
Yeah, that did blow my mind. And I was like, girl, you're not on my team. I'm sorry, we've never talked. And she's like, yes, I did. She did. I don't know. I will find out more about how she did. I think that's the coolest thing. But if you want to be real, like we had to get real. Okay, Christina, your strengths of being a VIP, I ask her. If you want to know what it is to sign up VIPs, then go to the person that's doing well at it. If Chrissy wants to know how it is to sign up market partners, even though she does, she needs to be more real about signing up market partners. She needs to talk with somebody that signs up market partners and go, okay, what are you doing? The only way to figure out how to be good in those situations is to hang out with the people or follow the people or learn from the people that are good with those qualities.
And the coolest thing is that we have so many of our leaders right on Instagram training us every day for free. They're all in their stories. They're all saying the things that get us excited. And why aren't we mimicking them?
Right.
This isn't like you trying to be them. You're just mimicking them. You're pulling from them what they do that gets you excited. And now you're going to go to your stories and you're going to share that same thing.
Right.
But it's you. You don't have to say, I heard Krista Parney say this. You can just say, this is what our company does. I'm freaking stoked about it, and be excited and say all the things. And you're going to attract those people, just like Krista Parney does.
Okay. These are the last few points, you guys. I am yelling. I am passionate.
I think
my
we
voice.
We're 2 of 6 kids, you guys. If we want to be heard, we yell. And then now we're competing against each other.
What? Well, this is growing up too. Okay. Connect with yourself before trying to connect with other people. This is from John C. Maxwell's book. And while I'm reading his book, I literally have to read these sentences over and over again, because I was like, oh, that's really good. This is the important part, and this is why we keep going back to it, you guys, of self-development, of reading something. If you start a book and you're not into it, then find something else. If you start a podcast and it doesn't start speaking to you, go to something else. Don't give up. How leaders, I'll send you a screenshot. It's leadership. Anyways, Christina's going to pull it up right now. If you want to know how to connect to others, you need to know your qualities. You really do. And some people don't. In fact, I know a lot of people don't, because she says things all the time. And I'm like, wait, what? No, you're amazing about that. And I got to remind her of the amazing things she is. Sometimes we don't see it. So self-awareness. You need to know your personality type. You need to know your temperaments. You need to know your talents. Yes, guys, you need to know all this stuff. You need to know your strengths, and you need to know your weaknesses. These are really important as a leader, because when you know these little facets of what you are, you're able to speak on these, and you're able to attract people who also have these things. There's a lot of you, and guys, I watch your stories, who are always showing your personality, and I love it, because I'm attracted to what you are, because you put yourself out there. And I will watch your stories all the time, because you're not just, hi guys, this is Melody and I'm doing a training. It went really well. Nobody wants to listen to that. You could be like, oh guys,
I'm so sorry.
Christina, I did a train tonight. You can see my voice already. It's already up. It was so awesome. I was nervous. I did this, blah, blah, blah. But it ended up being able to, I totally messed up on this, and I forgot to say this. No matter what, people are listening, because your voice is already up. What excites you? I mean, if it's sports, and that's me, I absolutely love all sports, and I will watch, well, golf, I'm still not sure about, but most sports, I'm like, I love football. I love basketball. I love baseball, and it's so intense. And the game the other night was insane. Talk about it all. If it's going to bring your personality out, it's going to attract somebody. I didn't realize, and don't judge me, I didn't realize that I had a lot of people that were following me on Instagram, because they are also Dallas Cowboy fans. And I didn't realize it until Jack got hurt, and then I saw everybody's stories, and I was like, holy crap, because there's a lot of Dallas Cowboy haters. Oh, so many. Go to a freaking NFL or game and you will know right away. People hate the Cowboys. But just by doing that, I realized, just by putting that little thing out there, it attracts people to you. So talk about the fact that you're a Dodgers fan. Go out there, be in your stories, and be like, he fell. Did you see that? That was insane. Talk about it all. You need to show that facet of what you are. That personality type is important. You're attracting people by that.
Something as silly as that will get people being like, I know Melody.
Right.
We both love the Cowboys. Nobody really loves the Cowboys, but Melody and I love the Cowboys. And they trust you.
Right.
They feel like they know you.
But she doesn't love the Cowboys. That was
I love
totally
the Cowboys.
a lies. Oh yeah?
If I had
Are
to
they a
choose
basketball
one
team? Just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Okay. Self-image. This is what I was saying before. Deal with any personal issues you may have, so that you can think about yourself in a positive way. That is huge. So I'm going to read it again. Deal with any personal issues that you may have, so that you can think about yourself in a positive way. That was something that I had to give over, and I had to get over this year. I had to let go not only of that about myself, and accept me for who I am 100%, because this is the way God made me, and accept that from other people. I put judgments on what other people not signing up with me, family not supporting me. I put judgments on other things, and I can tell you 100% that holds you back. You cannot let no's hold you back. You cannot let someone turning you back, because again, you guys, a no is a no for now. It's not a no forever. Be okay with the fact that people think what you're doing is a fraud. I mean, talking your stories about how it's not, talking your stories about how it's not a pyramid scheme, talking about your stories. Yeah, you can talk in your stories about all of that stuff, but don't take offense to any of it, okay? You are not the one that created the shampoo. So it is okay if someone insults your shampoo. Still be passionate about it, but let those things go.
On that note of people that didn't sign up with you, also there's another note to add to that. People that were wanting to sign up with you and join your team, and then they just ghost you. Don't give them
It's happening right now.
all of your headspace.
Oh no, not at all.
Yeah, we both have. I have one even this month who's ghosting me. Who messaged me about the business. I didn't even go after her. She's like, I want to sell, and then I'm like all excited, and then it's like, wait. Hey, but don't be putting your business on hold, waiting for them to sign up.
Yeah.
They are not going to get you to the top.
Right.
There's billions of people in this world. Go after other people. Start new conversations. If you are not having new conversations daily, you guys, you are going to run out of leads.
Right.
You have to be talking to new people, especially on Instagram. You can just go through your search bar and start searching people that have common things and starting new relationships. You don't have to follow all of them. Don't go follow all of them. Don't do that. I did that at the beginning of my business. Just start talking to them. Right. See who starts conversations with you. And then when you start talking, then you can follow them. Start just talking to them about issues that you guys have, the same things that you guys have, common things. And get those things going, and you'll have more leads.
And you might think of that as like oh my God, are you having fake conversations and judgment? First of all, you're making that negative. Let's turn it positive. Mm-hmm. But that was definitely my mindset before. Don't worry. Mm-hmm. So change that out and just have conversations with people always. First of all, everybody wants to hear a positive thing. So just like, oh my God, Liz, what did she do? She said something like, I'm talking to every single person and reaching out to them. I believe she said, I'm saying, is there anything I could pray for you today? She said something amazing that whatever she did, I immediately did it too. She shared it in their Voxer group. And I was like, that's a beautiful thing.
Asking how they're doing.
Yes. That's all she did. All she said is, hey, I just want to know how you're doing. And I was like, whoever and asked that. And she said, a lot of people were responding with her like, oh my God, I can't even, yes, I'm not, just do it. Don't do it with the mindset of, I'm going to ask you to do it, because we all hate this. Don't do it and be like, oh, that's really great. I'm glad you told me your life story. Anyways, we're having a flash sale right now. Shut it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You will lose them forever.
Oh
Even
my
if
God.
they want to sign up, they will not sign up.
And can you imagine all I do now when I have conversations, especially signing up market partners? I feel in my mind, when I'm talking with somebody, I'm talking with them how I would talk with her. Mm-hmm. So if she was like, oh my God, Melody, it was the worst day. And I'd be like, oh my God, that's so sad. Anyways, so there's this sale going on right now, and just talk about, she'd be like, really? What the heck? Go. No, thank you. I don't want to hear it. Yes, exactly. So when you are talking with someone, I just always envision that you're talking with them personally. And if you want to personally talk about that sale, then don't do it. Okay. Just always be having DMs. It was so funny because my son was like, holy crap, you have so many people responding to your stories. You have so many DMs. And I was like, because I post all the time and I ask questions in my stories, and I really am asking questions because I really do want to know. Mm-hmm. But if you always are doing that, then you're always going to have conversations, and you're always going to have potentials. If you are saying to me, there's nobody, then you're not having conversations. I always tell this story, but Ruth went on vacation, and I got to look into her stories. And she said, because she wasn't going to have anything, and we were worried there's going to be a flash sale. So I said, send me your stuff and I'll just post the flash sale in there. And so I did. And people responded to that. and she had so many people responding. And when I would click on it, I would see that she had so many, and I wasn't like reading all her personal business, but I was like, she's not responding to every single person and saying, buy shampoo for me, buy shampoo for me, buy shampoo for me. She's literally creating relationships with people. She's just talking to every single person. I wouldn't be surprised if she literally went and talked to every single person that follows her, because that's how many people responded to her, because she created relationships. She created trust. Guys, relationship doesn't come without trust. So make sure you're giving somebody value. Again, if we're having a conversation and I'm turning her conversation into about me,
What helps me?
Yeah. This is about me. Okay, that's great. But this is about me. That's not a relationship.
But if you also go, Ruth's a really good person to follow, because she is one of those people who every time you watch your stories, it's like you're excited. You cannot watch her stories without smiling. She is always has the biggest, happiest, genuine smile while she talks. I don't know how she talks like that. It would be a quality I would love to learn, but she's one of those people that you watch her stories and you already feel like you know her.
Right.
You wouldn't know her without ever talking to her.
Right.
That's how you feel. And that's somebody you would want to be like, okay.
And I know that's true too, because we went to I was just gonna say it, Mateo's.
Yes,
cute
Mateo,
ass.
Mateo also makes me smile.
Oh my gosh.
Hereditary.
I've even been like, oh my God, Jeremy, look at this kid. And he's like, oh, he is the
Oh,
cutest.
girls.
But she doesn't just post him too, even though we all know Ruth should probably have 20 more kids. She probably won't. Thanks a lot, Ruth. But they are all amazing. And you're like watching, and you're watching her stories. She went to an event and they were like, Ruth. And she's like, Melody, who is that? And I was like, I don't know, but they clearly follow you. They feel like they know you. She gives that off. And it's really important. And yes, her smile is contagious. And even though she has the cutest son in the world, she doesn't post only him 24/7. And that's really important too. You can, yeah, well, she does good. She does a good mix. And that's why it's a good to, if you just want to mimic what she's doing, just follow. She does a balance of absolutely everything. Even her work life, her being a nurse, she does a balance of everything, where you do really feel like you know Ruth. Now, is Ruth telling her deepest, darkest secrets? And you're like, oh my God, I didn't know that about Ruth. No, there's personal stuff that she doesn't. There is a lot of personal stuff that she does share though, as well. I mean, even down, she found a way, and I'm blown away, to post politics in a very positive way. She found a way to just go and say, we all discuss all of the props, and we go on in our family and we all talk about how what we stand or what we think you should vote yes or no on it. And I was like, that's really rad. You should be, because I mean, I always know what I'm voting and what the freaking things are for, even though they're confusing as heck if it's a yes or no. But every single time I was like, that would be the coolest thing to discuss with our parents, our sisters. Okay, what do you think about this one? Should we vote yes or no? That's the coolest thing. And that was such a positive way to post something and get you to think about it. Okay, next. Or did you? I heard you breathe, so I wasn't sure. Like you're gonna talk. Okay, you scared me. Self-honesty. Look at yourself. Did I say this one? No. Look at yourself realistically and decide to face reality, no matter how much it may hurt. This one was difficult. You got to look at and I hate saying this even. You got to look at what you're not good at. You got to look at the parts that you need to get better at, and you got to look at the parts that you're already good at. You got to be honest and not just say like, oh, I'm good at everything. I'm fine with everything. I'm just going to say a little side note. Nobody does a live for the very first time and was like, that was so easy. I killed it. It was amazing. Everybody hates it.
All have a first live.
Right. But you still have to do it. But the good thing is you can do that. You can do that. And you can be like, okay, that I need to make notes. I stuttered like crazy. That was the worst first live that we ever did. I didn't move. Clearly, I've gotten better at that. I stayed like this.
We put the camera down below and it was pointing up. So even if I did like that view of my body, it was not flattering. It was like,
I will never watch that video again. That was the worst video.
And I left sharing embarrassing things. I feel like it's relatable. Everybody has embarrassing moments. That one was like
That
not,
one will
not
go
shareable.
away. No,
that
will never be on YouTube.
Yeah,
no
that
one will
needs to be
ever find
burned.
it. Oh God, I pray to God no one ever finds it. That was the worst.
So when people are like, "You're so natural. You're so good at lives. I love your lives." I'm like, you don't know how far we've come.
But you got to
can't
be
get there
really
without
about
practice.
that, and you got to go. If you can go and watch your lives. Oh, somebody said they go and watch their lives and they critique it for the next time, and I was like, good for you.
Then
I
you'll
will
never
do
do
that.
another one.
But just go. It would be good for you after you do something. Even if you're doing a shut up, Megan. If you are doing it and you're like, okay, clearly I need to make notes. Ruth puts stuff all over her mirrors so that she can look up and see it. I think she writes it with marker. I do Post-its.
I can't see it with marker.
Yeah, I can't either. But that's how nurses. It's a nurse thing. We don't know. We're not a nurse. So she does Post-it things. So if you are like, okay, I couldn't think, I got nervous, so I didn't. Be realistic about that stuff. You need to be realistic about not just that though, not just lives. That's just one branch. You need to be realistic about the leader you're being. You need to be realistic about it. Are you failing in areas? You need to be real about it. I had to get there. I clearly wasn't doing well. And the way to know if you're not doing well, and this is not offensive, guys, just take this and be realistic about it. If you are not growing, then you clearly need to go back and relook at everything and say, am I doing everything that I can for my team? Am I posting value for people? Am I posting stuff that's attracting people? Am I showing myself, or am I just being happy and everything's great?
Here's a way to tell. Are you comfortable with everything you're doing?
If
If you're comfortable with everything you're doing, if nothing you're doing in your business is hurting, you're not growing. If it's not hurting, you're not growing. Do the things that hurt. Work on the things that are hard for you. In fact, do what I did when I hit MMM. Do the thing that scares you the most. I decided, fine, I'm going to tell my team to hop on these three-way calls. Three-way calls are the thing that freaks me out the most. I hate being on the phone. I feel like either if I see their face or not, like they're thinking something and I'm going to lose my words or whatever. It doesn't matter. You have to do it. You have to do it to get to the top. You have to do those things.
Right.
So do the things that scare you the most. Say you're going to do them. And the thing about that is once you say it, God's going to make it happen.
Oh,
And you're
God.
going to have to do it. I've never had more three-way calls than I did the month that I hit it.
Right.
And now they're my favorite thing to do. And I cannot believe I'm
know.
even saying it, but it is my favorite thing to hop on a three-way call and talk to somebody and show them how exciting this business is and get to know somebody new. And it always calms their fears. They're like, oh, these girls are both going to be on the team that I'm joining.
Right.
And then they're like, and this is how they sign up somebody. I'm going to get my girls on the phone call. And
Right.
you're training somebody who isn't even on your team yet. It's like the best thing ever you can do for your team.
Yeah. And then talking your stories about how you did a three-way call.
And you
First
were
of all,
terrified.
people are
You
going to
did
be
it.
really listening because they're just going to hear three-way. So make sure you say call, but it doesn't matter because at the time they'll just start listening to your stories. So make sure you're talking about it. And hey, make that joke in the freaking story tonight, okay? It doesn't matter. You just need to be real about your uncomfortable things you have to go through as you're growing. Guys, again, growth is uncomfortable, just like growing pains. You got to think about that. No one just becomes an adult without growing pains. You got to grow in this business as a leader. You have to do that. And by doing that and showing up as that and always showing up on your stories, even on vacations, by making time for your team, even on your vacations, by making time on your team, even when you are doing something else, I tell you, even when nurse, that's what I'm gonna start calling her, when Ruth, even when nurse works and she'll have 3 days of working, she'll go on her lunch and respond to her team. I see it all the time. There is no excuse for Ruth ever. And you guys see that because of that, her team follows. And it's not just her. You guys all have it. It's not just her. It's not just Amanda. It's not just Krista. When you guys go on and you don't make excuses for why you show up and you show up, then your team will do the same. If you guys are giving your team excuses for why you can't make a call or why you can't do something, it's going to be the same thing going over and over again. And again, if you're making excuses on your stories for why you're not showing up, oh my God, please don't do that. Nobody wants to follow that, or nobody wants to be on your team if that's the case. You're like, and if you're not being consistent on things, people are going to forget what you're doing. Show up all the time. Right now, everybody on here is growing. Everybody on here just started a new business. I don't care if you've been doing this for a year, 2 years, or you just signed up. Everybody is growing in this business until you get to the top. And even when you're at the top, guys, you'll still have to work. It won't be the same. You will change. It will be different, and you'll be a completely different person. That the work will excite you, like three-way calls excite Christina and I. That's another one you can post tonight. So all of that to say, you have to have growth. You have to have the main thing that you guys all need to know is you need to step back and look at where you're at. Be honest with it. Realize that if you're not reading daily, you need to change that and change it right now. Go find a book online or go to a bookstore. Okay, it's 8:30. It's too late. Go find one tomorrow. Do it. Don't give an excuse that you don't have time. Make the time. It's got to be important. It's got to be so important because you want to grow your team. So you got to give value to people online. I post all the time that book. I'm literally aching without it right now. I downloaded it online because I was like, I can't not have it because I left it at home with my laptop and a lot of other important things. And I'm like, I was reading this book and it was the most amazing thing on leadership and all of these things that I need. And I've been reading every single day and every night. I read it and I'm like, oh, Jeremy's like, what? And I'm like, no, it's a leadership quote. You won't get it. Don't worry about it. Every single night, it's been something more amazing. Last one. Self-improvement. Make a commitment to grow in your ability to develop relationships. And that may sound like what the heck are you talking about? The only way you grow in relationships with people is knowing who you are as a person, and then reaching out, getting out of your comfort zone, and literally talking to every single person. Respond to stories with people you don't know. Talk to people that you meet in the grocery store. Talk to your barista. Talk to everybody. If you think that that's an uncomfortable thing to do, then you need to know that's something that you need to grow in. Anything that we're saying tonight, if you're like, oh God, I don't want to do that, it's something you need to grow in, because we have to grow in all of these areas. There is literally, and while you're doing this business, you have to say yes to all of these things that make you uncomfortable. You have to say yes to all of them. It's the only way to grow from it. I'm literally losing my voice. Your personal development will expand your training. And if you are expanding who you are, you are expanding the way you think, if you are changing all of it to make it positive, if you are talking on your stories, if you're doing all of those things, guys, already, then you already planted all of the seeds and your market partners are coming. They're watching you right now. Mm-hmm. If you're not doing those things, then you need to start. And I mean, right now, make a list, talk about your weaknesses, your strengths, talk about the things you need to change. Know your 5 pillars. Constantly talk about it in your stories every day. No day is a day off, guys. You are working it all the time, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it. If you're going to be some place where you're like, okay, this is going to be a few days where I can't, then go on there and be like, I'm going to be off for this, whatever it is. You're just making sure that everybody knows, because people are following you, are watching you, know your stories. So make sure everybody knows who you are. I mean, there's one time where I didn't respond, or I didn't go on for a few times. I think it was after accident, so it was rightfully so. And people were like, oh my God, are you okay? You guys must be devastated. I haven't seen you posting your stories. So I was like, oh, well, that shouldn't be a reason to show me if I'm okay or not. But people rely on an update of just where we're going by how we are going in our stories. And to be honest, that was probably the most uncomfortable thing to get on my stories and talk about, was the car accident. I did not want to go on there. I did not want to go on there and talk about an uncomfortable thing. I was like, it made me feel like I was using a story. I didn't want somebody to feel sorry for me about talking about it. So it took so long for me to finally be like, get out of your head. Stop making this about you. Start talking about it. Because I couldn't get in a car, you guys. I could not drive. And every time Jeremy drove, I started crying. And I was like, I can't. Everything stressed me out. So I finally was like, screw it. And I talked about it. And I talked about how I was freaked out. And I bawled in my stories. And it was beyond embarrassing. And guess what? I found out horrific stories, heartbreaks of a lot of people who lost a lot of people in car accidents. And if I never talked about an uncomfortable thing, there are people that I would have never met and I would have never had personal conversations with. And those stories I hold for today. I didn't look at them and be like, oh, she responded to my stories. That's a customer. I responded to something that was literally, I was going to go back and delete it because I was so embarrassed how I made no sense on how I was crying. But so many people had been through the same thing. I mean, God, if you've lived in California for a long time at all, you've been in an accident. You've seen an accident, you've been in an accident, just because it's the worst freeway in the world. So just by that, it just made see people me being uncomfortable instead of being like, ugh, they were like, okay, I've been through this too. And people opened up. So every single uncomfortable situation, you still got to talk about it and you still got to share.
You're relating to somebody.
Right. You're helping somebody, guys. And that's the really big thing on this.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. This one really's got to get to you. You can care for people. You can care for people without leading them, but you cannot lead them effectively without caring about them. You can care about a lot of people, or you can't do that. It's like those things go hand in hand. I just posted this in my stories a few days ago. Caring about somebody and leading about someone. You can't lead someone and be like, oh my God, I can't stand you. You can't. First of all, probably shouldn't sign them up as a market partner. Okay. Two, you've got to care about a person personally, not for what they can do for you. If you are literally going like, I'm going to sign up this person and I'm going to hit my rank, that's all about you. And people know that. You got to truly care about that person, where they're at, and you got to know them, and you got to know their team, and you got to know everything about them. You got to care. If you can't, you cannot properly lead them. So make sure that you care about every single person that signs up on your team. You know them all. You know the person that's just signed up yesterday, and you know the person that's been on your team for forever. You know them all. And when you do that, guys, you can effectively lead them. You can lead them, but you cannot have one or the other. You can always just be like, yeah, that's a great person, but no, you gotta care. And it can't make it about you. And again, if you are and you're like, ouch, then you need to take a step back and go, okay, show me how I can care for this person. Focus on the positive of that person, not the negative. You got to work through every single thing and see where they add value. And when you do that, you can have them add value to everybody else. Everybody has value, guys. Every single person has something that's their strength and their weakness. But figure that out in your girls. And then you can say, they can teach my girls this. They can teach my girls how to do this. And that makes somebody feel important. And then that also keeps their strength going. You lift them up. That's why I ask you guys to do trainings on your strengths all the time, because that's something that can teach somebody else that it might not be their strength.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
That's it. I'm all, yep. Yes. And everybody has, the thing is, like, you guys hear from us all the time, but there's tons of successful girls on our team that have something of value to share with our team. That's why we love strengths. Yes. And that's why we always take notes when you girls share. So we love hearing from you. We love that. Okay. Are you done?
Yeah, I'm losing my
I'm
voice.
going to end this with a little to-do list. Okay, you guys?
Ooh.
You have to do a live or a IGTV. You should do both. Okay. If you're terrified of a live, then do an IGTV. You can record the video first.
We're doing these too, guys.
Do a live and or an IGTV, and you need to talk about the market partner perks. Okay. So we are the highest paid Smart Start program. We are the highest paid MLM, if not one of because I've asked for clarity on this, and everybody's
You
like,
say
"Yes, I'm
both.
pretty sure we are," and I'm like, "Well, we can't be pretty sure. We have to."
We're one of, you can say that. Well, we say things
Nobody
like that.
pays more than us.
Yeah,
There's
we
no
don't
other
want
MLM that pays more than us. Okay. You get your website, a free website. You get the 30% discount, 30 to 70% with these sales. No monthly quota, no monthly buy-ins or fees, no overhead. You can literally just sign up for the discount, or you can sign up and you can really make some money. Okay. So share those things, share about the products that you get for free. Go in your back office, write some details, you guys. You can go anywhere and learn about them, but do some research and learn on them, because if you do your own research, you're going to retain it. Right. So learn about those things. Do that video. Do it tonight or tomorrow. If it's an IGTV, do it tonight. I know you're tired, but do it. Do it this week and do it quick. Make it be the first thing you do. Get a 3-way call. Okay. Get somebody on a 3-way call. Get as many people on a 3-way call. Use us. Use your upline.
Always available for a 3-way call.
Stephanie's available if we aren't.
Yeah.
We have plenty of people that will hop on a 3-way call with you guys. It is a 90% sign up rate. This is how most SEDs have built their business, is on 3-way calls, not parties, which are amazing, not wash parties, which are amazing, not reach outs, 3-way calls, you guys. 3-way calls are the fastest way to grow your business. Decline. Right?
Oh. There
Are
we
you guys
go.
there?
Oh, my husband was calling.
Hubby was calling. Okay.
No, stop. Stop. I got a text
Okay.
from your phone.
So 3-way calls, a
Password.
live and IGTV. And then I want you to reach out to 10 people a day. And this doesn't have to be Monet related. It just has to be talking. If it leads to Monet, awesome. But do what Liz does. Check in with people. Talk to your friends. Start conversation. I haven't heard from you in a while. I've just been wondering how you're doing. Genuine conversations, okay? At least 10 people a day. You guys, if you're talking to 10 people a day,
Do you know how Jeremy is?
it's JR.
Oh my
I think.
gosh.
If you're not, if you're talking to 10 people a day, by the time you get to the end of the week, you will have talked to 50 people. 50 people, a new person a day, 50 people that have the potential of signing up with you. And then lastly, I'm going to send verbiage in our sister group that you guys can use. Yes, it's about samples, but it's also asking for a referral. It's not, it doesn't give me an icky feeling the way I wrote it.
Yeah,
and
she did good.
this is helpful with what
she sends out
Stephanie,
VIPs.
what Stephanie is doing. Melody is all kinds of distractions right now. Sorry. What Stephanie, just kidding, has done in the challenge, she's given us a few tips, and it's asking somebody if they have anybody who might want to connect with you, who because there's a lot of people that are hurting. And of course, anybody wants to make a little bit of extra cash before the holidays. You would like to help as many people as you want. You can tweak it and make it your own personal stuff. But I've been reaching out with so many people, you guys, and I have got like 15 people I have to send samples to when I get home, but I'm talking to people. And for the first time, they're not ghosting me in a long time. So it's good verbiage. You guys can use it, and you guys should be doing something business-wise till the end of the month. If you're talking about a product, it should only be the products that they get for freebies in the kits. Don't waste your time on trying to get VIPs right now. Recruit, recruit, recruit. You want to end this year with a bang, because January, it's not going to be for our team, but it's normally a hard month. So let's get as many people as we can end this year with a bang. Right. We want you guys, we want to help you get to your goals and the highest rank possible and have the most amazing 2021.
You guys got it.
Yeah.
You all do. You're all amazing leaders. I know you all want this. You guys already made the uncomfortable decision to join Sister Crew. And now you got to just keep going with those uncomfortable decisions.
Make it hurt.
Moving forward. Make it hurt.
Make it hurt.
Do not. That was literally the worst one. Quote that one. Hashtag make a finish it. God, this is a Christian group, Christina. Just kidding. I'm kidding. But literally, you've already took the steps to go into something that has made you uncomfortable, and from that, you guys already knew you grew from that. And people are hesitant for making the same decision that you did. Talk about that in your stories. Make it something that someone can relate to by simply saying that, guys, I never wanted to sign up for an MLM be honest about that. Say, I never want to do this. You can say, I thought these were so embarrassing. You can say, I thought I had.
Jessica had no idea what she was joining. Good job, Danielle.
But really, you talk about those things, then somebody was like, okay, she's being real. I like that. You can say, like, I never wanted to sell, but guess what? I really needed the money for Christmas. One of the girls that just joined our team said that. She's like, we just bought a house and I'm going to have no money this Christmas. And so I'm doing this so that I can actually purchase something. She's like, I'd love to purchase decorations. I would love to purchase. And I said, talk about all of that. That's so important, because you don't know somebody's struggle. You guys, we have no idea, especially because it's still not over, the effects of people's financial situations from COVID. It's still not fully hitting everybody. Still not. And everybody's in different states, but it's affecting everybody differently. To talk about, you could just invest and you're going to get that money back. You can get that money back even more. You could talk about simply 4 VIPs and 1 market partner. That's $150 bonus. Talk about things like that. People are hurting and need not just community. That's huge right now, but they actually do need money. And money is an uncomfortable thing to talk about, but you guys, we have to, because people need it now more than ever.
Money helps people. At point blank, it helps people.
Right.
So do our hair products, so do our skincare products. Our business really is about helping people, and you can help them more ways than one.
Right.
So,
all right, guys.
all right.
Thank you all for joining us.
Good job in investing
Love
in
you
yourself,
all.
in your business. Sorry we went so long.
No, we're fine. We're fine. We love you, girls. All right, we will do this again. We will check in, and happy month end. We are every single
5
day.
more days.
It's like month end. Every single day is the 31st. Treat it like that.
You
Wake
guys-
up ready to kick butt.
When you share
said
one of
ready.
those things, when you do one of the things that are on your list, take a screenshot and share it in Sister.
Right.
Help motivate each other. You
Right.
guys get it going. And
We got this. Everybody, high five.
high five.
Make sure you took screenshots of this and you're posting it and talking about it on your
Yes.
stories. All right, love
Or
you
it
guys.
didn't happen.
Right. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
ladies.